Hello everyone and welcome to a new review on the channel. Today we're looking at quite an interesting product, Legacy by Vanishing Inc. So before we get into it, let's roll the intro. Perfect. So you decide to click on, and for those that don't know, let me just briefly explain what Legacy is. It's essentially a routine where 5 cards are placed on the table. You say that your grandfather or your cousin, your uncle, your someone that you met, an old gambler, whatever the story you want to shape is, would always know what card someone would pick even before they pick. You show them a picture of the person in question and you tell them that he would bet all of his money on the card that they would choose. So then they are free to name any card, and you show without a shadow of a doubt that he had predicted that even before the trick started, and you reveal that, for example, if they thought of the 9 of clubs, he predicted the 9 of clubs no matter what card they choose. So that is essentially the routine. So how much is this and where do you buy it? So this is available on Vanishing Inc. and it costs $40 US. It was on sale for Christmas for $30 and even $25. So I got mine at that price, but I will still review this at the $40 price tag because I feel that that is just fair. So if you are to invest $40, how much would this be and how good would it be? And it is, of course, from Vanishing Inc. So what do you get with your purchase? The first thing you get is you're going to get this little craft box by Vanishing Inc. With the name of the product. Inside, you're going to get a small card with your password and the link to the instructions that are given by Andy Gladwin in a small video. So it's not that long. I believe it's around 20 minutes. And in that video, he will tell you how everything works, how to set it up. And you also get a full PDF with routines by different people, such as Luke Germain, that give you their input on the trick and different presentational ideas. So definitely check that out because the PDF is included with your purchase. And of course, what you're most interested to is the prop itself. You get your Legacy prop. So this is it. This is the wallet. This is what the picture inside looks like. I'll show you guys everything. So this is what the picture inside looks like. These are what the card looks like. They look like really aged cards. So this is what the cards themselves look like. So these are the cards. And of course, you're going to have to supply your own money for the effect. So that's the only thing you have to supply is your own money. I wanted to do this with hundreds. So what I just did is I bought some fake money off Amazon and just slid it in there because, just it's not there for them to inspect. It's just money, so they won't look at it twice. So that's what I decide to do. And what I do with a lot of the effects, I just buy, some fake money from Amazon and use that because it looks like the real deal and no one is the wiser. So that is everything you get with your purchase. I also want to mention, are the prop good quality? Yes, they are good quality. I find that the picture is really, really, really sturdy and looks old. The cards look old. I know some people complain that the wallet doesn't look that old, but I find that it looks quite fine because who would carry like this type of wallet currently? Almost no one. So it does seem like an old wallet. And yeah, so let's just go into the difficulty. Is this difficult to perform? It is not. This is beginner level. You just watch the first few minutes of the video when he tells you how this works, and you're already good to go. For most magicians, I'd say 80% that are even newcomers in magic and learn some basic tricks, you probably have an idea of how this plays out already. And yeah, most people, find this extremely easy, but don't downplay the effect because it does really, really play well and people really, really like the effect. So difficulty level, I'd say beginner. So is this practical and what are the angles? First, let's talk about the angles. The angles should be 360 degrees, except for one of the outs. You could make it 360 degrees, but you'd have to keep some on the thing on the table. So let's imagine it's the table. When you reveal the card, you'd have to keep it like this if you want it to be 360 degrees. So you show it like this. So you keep it flat. So I think that's already giving you kind of an idea, but keep that in mind. Apart from that, all the other reveals are 360 degrees, no problem. And how practical is it? It is a wallet, it is quite big. So if you do want to do this is going to take a little bit of space, but not too much. And I do think that this is incredibly good for, for performing. But I will say two things about Practicality is that you cannot perform this to the same group twice. That is impossible. They will know how it works. So make sure that if you perform this numerous times at an event, that you don't perform it to tables right next to each other. Because, for example, if at one table, one person's like, oh my God, how did he know that that would happen? And at the other table, they say, oh my God, he actually predicted it like this. Then the people are kind of going to understand what's really going on. So keep that in mind. And the last thing I want to say about Practicality is that the wallet is not examinable. So you do not want this to be opened or anything by the spectator because that will hinder your effect. So certain props are examinable. So for example, when you give away the photo, that is examinable. When you do some other stuff, some of them are examinable, some of them are not. So keep that in mind that not everything is examinable, and if you want the thing to be fully examinable, this is not something that you're going to get with the product. So now I'm just going to briefly talk about where do you use it. So where would you use this effect? Is this for stage? Where do you use it? This is usable. This is extremely good in close-up. This is extremely good in casual environments. This is extremely good for table to table. This could be good for corporate shows where you have your little mat with people just passing around and coming to look at your little place where you perform. I wouldn't really use this on stage or parlor. It doesn't really play well. And there are other effects that use similar methods that are specifically designed for stage and parlor and would play 100 times better than this at that scope. So this is mostly for casual settings, for, table to table, close up, or, for friends, anything like that, or even for street magic, this could work. But this is not meant for the big stage. So now let's just go into what I recommend this and the verdict, because I do believe that I gave you almost everything that you need to know on the product. I do think this is a good product. I do think that $40 is a little bit steep. Because you can probably make this your own. You probably already own a wallet like this. So just by, printing, an old picture at your local Walmart and putting in, a bicycle, an old bicycle deck that's already aged in the design, you could probably make this yourself for like $10. So that is something, I think the price of $40 is a little bit too high. For $25, $30, this is incredibly good. So I do think the price is a little bit high because this is extremely simple and, you could make this yourself because I'm sure that most of you are, like I said, already know what this is. But at face value, let's say I did pay $40, even though I paid $30. Would I have been happy with my purchase? Yes, I would. Even though it is a little bit steep in price, I think that this is a great effect. It's great in plot. The PDF is extremely good, and I do think that you will get your use out of this. So keep that in mind. So just for the price alone, that I think it is a little bit too expensive, I would give this an 8 on 10. So thank you very much for watching. This is something that I do think that if it interests you, go buy it. You will like it and you'll be happy with the quality of the product. But yeah, this is an 8 on 10 for me. A really good product, a little bit steep in price, but all in all, it's something that I will use and something that I will perform. So yet again, this is another great product that we're reviewing on the channel. Thank you so much for watching and see everyone in the next video. Bye bye.